I just spent this morning watching some of the sales of these digital NFT Transformers, and the numbers are so depressing. But then again, as the old saying goes, a fool and their money are easily parted. But that's not what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about some other animated GIFs of Transformers that are on the internet, that are digital, that'll probably be not available in a couple of years from now. Yesterday was Transformer Tuesday, but the Transformer Tuesday itself happened very late in the day, and Hasbro announced on their Instagram account and on their Facebook page that the QR codes that are going to be available on the Transformer Legacy product, most of the Wave 1 ones are now activated and available on Hasbro's website. And what that is essentially, like to kind of make sense of all this, of why this is happening, is on the Transformer Legacy product, there's going to be a QR code. You scan it with your phone, and that QR code is linked to the character that you have, that you purchased, and it gives a little bio and explains what the character is and everything like that. It'll say like the name of the character, their faction, the alt mode that they have, their function, if it's like a warrior or a scientist. Sometimes they'll have a special unit part, so if they're part of a special team, if they're a combiner, or if they're part of like a special sub-faction. It says the continuity or the universe that they come from. So if it's Transformers Prime or G1 or G2. I remember some people were saying like, wasn't G2 just part of the G1 continuity? I think what they really mean, it's not really so much the continuity or the universe, it's the toy line that they came from. Because I'm pretty sure when Beast Wars characters are part of this, they'll put it under Origin Universe and it's going to say Beast Wars. And that'll be that, even though Beast Wars technically is in the G1 continuity. But yeah, I'm not going to go into the semantics of that too much. It has the signature weapon, which will be whatever the Energon weapons are, or something that's key to that character. A little single sentence bio, a little bit of copyright, hey, this character is really fast and really cool, or likes Earth culture, or don't be fooled by their size, or witty one-liners, the typical stuff. But it'll just be like one sentence bio. It's not going to be the full bios that we're so used to with tech specs back in the day. And then we're going to have what we've gotten used to now with the Beast Wars reissues, the tech specs that are now just 4 readouts. Tech specs used to be 8 readouts of strength, intelligence, speed, endurance, rank, courage, firepower, and skill. Firepower was then changed to Fire Blast back in 2001 because of trademark issues. That's a whole other story. But back in 2001, someone trademarked Firepower, and Hasbro had to use someone trademarked Firepower back in 2001, and someone had to pretty much sue Hasbro, and Hasbro was like, oh, geez, okay, we're going to call it Fire Blast from now on. I think that it was an Ultimate Warrior live action movie. I think that's where the Firepower thing came from. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, that's a whole other story. So now it's only 4 now. So now it's just strength, intelligence, speed, and firepower, or in this case, Fire Blast. It's just represented by icons now. And again, like I said before, we saw that with the Beast Wars reissues already, where that's kind of the reduced part of it. The characters that are activated right now are G2 Optimus Prime, the Leader Class Galvatron, Voyager Class Bulkhead, Voyager Class Blaster, Deluxe Class Skids, Deluxe Class Transformers Prime Arcee, Deluxe Class Dragstrip, and Core Class Iguanus. The ones that are absent for the time being are Deluxe Class Kickback and Core Class Hot Rod, but I'm sure my boy and Kickback will be showing up shortly on the website. So what is the point of all of this? Why are they kind of doing this thing? Why are they kind of like relegating to this and not putting it on the packaging? Essentially, it has to do with a more global kind of initiative for Transformers in the future. When we look back, like let's say to G1, there was 2 different kinds of packaging for the Western world. You had straight up 100% English packaging, and then you had English-French packaging, which already kind of complicated things back in the day for the factories when they had to make Western packaging to begin with for it to have 2 languages, let alone if you got to do Spanish and then other things using that old G1 style box. And we're not talking about Japan and their packaging for G1, just the straight up Generation 1 red or purple traditional packaging. So to simplify that, they started to lean on trilingual or bilingual packaging at first, and then trilingual packaging with Energon. And it kind of solved a bit of a problem. Yeah, sure, English, French, Spanish. But then it's like, well, what about Portuguese? And What about Japanese or Chinese? And, you know, as years passed, they would slap stickers on it. And then, of course, they would just phase out bios completely, because then that would just solve that problem. But now what they're doing is, in order to kind of bring back the character to bios and stuff like that, is using essentially regional algorithms with your internet, or with, in this case, your phone, in that you scan it with your QR code on your phone. Your phone is region based. And so using your phone, it's able to figure out what region you're in, and then it sends you to Hasbro's website and modulates your location. And it actually, like, legitimately what it does is, if I scan it with my phone, it goes, okay, English USA. Now, I'm in Canada, but I count under the English USA. So it sends me to the bio in English. If I scan it in, let's say, Spanish, like, not Spanish, in Spain or something, you might get it in Spanish. If you scan it probably in China, you're probably going to get it in Chinese. So it's kind of a way that they don't have to change the packaging. They could sell the packaging in any region. And then if they want to get the bio or the story of the character, they could just scan that QR code, which that in itself is a universal kind of thing now in the world, which really Japan kind of was the first to adopt in a lot of ways. And then when they scan that QR code, the website will then go, oh, it's being scanned in Japan, display the bio in Japanese. And then it saves having to do multiple different kinds of packaging. And I guess it's great for mint and box variant collectors, whoever you guys are, if you still exist. I can't imagine. But it just makes your life a lot easier in a lot of ways, and it makes Hasbro's life a lot easier. So that's kind of why that exists. What's interesting, though, is now it puts everything in a subfolder on Transformers Hasbro website, and I wonder what else is in that bios folder that we don't have access to. If anyone could somehow get in there, maybe we could find out what might also be down the line, because we know what's coming, but clearly these bios feature animated GIFs of the images of these toys in some kind of limited motion. So it would be very interesting to see what's in there, if someone would potentially, wink, winch, nudge, nudge, have some kind of access to that. But either way, that's just what's kind of going on there, and I just want to kind of make sense of it for people, because people are like, oh, what's the whole point of this QR code thing? It's, it is what it is. It's just a way to kind of not have to complicate future for packaging. And I think it's a smart way to go about it. They kind of tested water with stuff like this a long time ago with the Transformers Cybertron line back in 2005, 2006, where all the cyber keys had a little code on it. And when you went and you unlocked that code, it gave you a little extra kind of bio. All Cybertron toys already had bios on the packaging, but it gave you a little extra something in relation to the character, whether it be like behind the scenes toy creation, or a clip from the show, or some kind of extra, like, did you know about that character, an extra image, or an alternate color scheme. All of that stuff is lost today. That stuff is no longer on the website. So all of this stuff is going to be curated and saved on, I guess, a different server by the fans and stuff to keep it forever, so it doesn't become lost media. But it is something that is a reality of the Transformer world. And the only thing that'll suck is maybe 10 years from now, someone's going to pick up a mint on card, Transformers Prime, Arcee from Legacy, scan that QR code, and it's going to lead you to nothing. So that'll kind of suck. But then, of course, that's where we hope the fandom kind of backs up a lot of these websites and has it hosted somewhere to kind of maintain that experience. The lost interweb, like I always say. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. I hope I get to see that Hot Rod bio soon. And maybe we'll learn some more information from this subfolder in the near future.